shit going.
Within this tutorial, we'll be going over all the things we've gone over in the other tutorials and fundamentally how easy it is to draw. Within this demonstration, you'll be learning how to overlap your shapes, helping you build on your anatomy and your form while drawing. Overlapping your shapes can be difficult if you're overthinking it. While making a 3D shape, it's important to add less detail for you to be able to see the direct lines you'll be able to want to draw over. While drawing the hands, I had to overlap them in the right way. And the way I overlapped them was making sure the shapes were connected, but at the same time adding a 3D layer where the other shape was being connected to. And the 3D layer I added was just the same shape, but just at a smaller angle. More on that on the next drawing of this tutorial. But to finish these certain drawings, I use a lighter pencil shade to make sure the shapes are not that obvious. Within your shading and your eyes, if you use a lighter shaded pencil before you use the darker one, it will really have a better pigmentation. And to make your art funner and better, to be able to have lines that you only wanted on your paper, not the ones that you accidentally threw on there, just to be able to have guidelines. And also help you be able to round your figures out a lot better, figuring out all the little places you may need to add detail or shading that you wouldn't have seen at first. This is what I'm about to go back and do to add more detail and shading, to give it more depth. All these things that I'm saying will help you build more muscle memory and fleshed out models for your drawing, as long as you're doing it with enthusiasm. On to the next subject.
To a little bit more technical drawing.
The Inkstructor on Instagram helped me understand a depth within my shapes I did not know I could build. Pretty difficult at first to do this practice, but to be able to understand the shapes to the length that you probably want to within certain drawings, you're gonna have to understand this. So it is important to learn how to draw the shapes you really want to make. In this next portion of the drawing tutorial, you'll be seeing me drawing with nothing but my teeth, allowing you to really see how fun it can be, giving yourself a variety and options to be able to have a creative way of drawing. Yes, this challenge looks weird and it may be difficult, but it is not just to build muscle memory, but to build the mind to be confident to draw anything, giving your brain a mental stimulant to make you feel like you can draw at any moment, in any predicament. Also showing that you don't just need your hand to be able to draw. You need to be able to really want to draw something, to be able to get a picture down. I drew a face because I didn't want to use a reference. It would also make it a completely more complex drawing. And if I went with anything else, it would have been way too difficult. This is my first time drawing without my hand. After all, this will help you build your confidence to be able to draw with your hand and anything else probably as well. A quick base model tutorial would usually start like this. Yes, bonus video, but I want to be able to go over this really quickly. Using these techniques will make sure you get your drawings and your practices done properly. Breaking down the models is really important. So I made a rough layout to be able to give you and I understanding of which ways you can break down each character or model that you may really want to make. Sometimes you're going to want to break down your character models to understand where everything belongs. And you can also grasp how to be able to draw things differently within this understanding. But that should be all for this tutorial and my showcase of my drawing technique.